Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Perfect. I will be the moderator for this session. My name is Richard Alex. I am honored to be with you. Thank you for joining us. And I'm very much honored to be in the presence of 5 badass girls. They are an amazing group of Gen Zers, and I can't be prouder than being with you today. We've worked together for close to 2 years, and I have seen them for the first time when we came to this event face to face. We've been working virtually in XR for all this time. Although we live in the US, in Latvia, in Albania, in Poland, so we come together from all over the world. And let's talk about the fun. But before we go there, I want to give a big shout out to a great group, and if it wasn't for them, we would not be here today. Ladies and gentlemen, today we would love to introduce a transformative power of women in immersive tech, Europe. I have the privilege to introduce you to the exceptional organization and the incredible women behind it. Women in Immersive Tech Europe, or WIT, is a visionary community with a mission to create an inclusive network of talented women driving the advancement of virtual, augmented, and mixed reality technology across Europe. This organization embodies the spirit of inclusivity, innovation, and empowerment. WIT is not just a network. There are a movement, and we believe in them, they believe in us. They are breaking barriers and setting an inspiring example for women in immersive technologies worldwide. It's a place where women from across Europe come together, and now they're expanding into areas of the US and the Middle East, particularly Saudi Arabia and Dubai. It's a place where not only they come together to connect, but to find resources they need to learn and grow in this dynamic field. At the helm of this organization are 4 remarkable co-founders who bring wealth of experience and passion to the immersive tech industry. Ioana Matei is the global head of innovation at Louis Dreyfus Company and a former engineering immersive technologies leader for Procter & Gamble and a professional filmmaker as well. Leen Seegers, who is here with us today, is a software entrepreneur and WebXR expert who has been at the forefront of democratizing rich media across platforms and devices. Sarah Lisa Vogel, a consultant, speaker, and designer for all things virtual reality. Vera Glabnichner, thank you. A digital media expert, business consultant, and the driving force behind a VR for Good startup. Today she has an event to attend for her startup. She couldn't make it to be with us. She is promoting digitization and pioneering technologies. And a big shout out to you, Isabel de Puter-Brutten, I said it okay, the president of Immersive and of Euroimmersive, and a WIT community manager for putting this event together. You've been amazing. We couldn't have done it without you. Thank you, merci beaucoup. And now we will move forward to me. That's me and my inspiration. I'm a husband, a father of 2 young girls. They are teenagers now. When my first daughter, Chloe, was born, I picked her up in the hospital, and I looked in her eyes, and something shifted in my brain. I don't know what happened, but it was transformative for me. I ended up starting to go to work, and I would notice how women are being treated in the workplace. If I went to a bank and I had service from a female or a male, I would start to take notes. It was a weird and a very interesting transformation for me that led me to write a big journal, and I would come home and say, Rita, we have to do something. And she would tell me, I've been talking to you for years. Now that your daughter is born, you're paying attention? But hey, it happens. When our second daughter was born, we both quit our corporate jobs. We were working in the innovation space for companies like Mars, Unilever, and Nissan, and we decided to go on a journey to find a solution specifically for our daughters. It was a selfish thing, but we thought if we are successful, we can impact the lives of many, many young women around the world. 11 years into our journey, 11 years today, we have focused on 3 core principles. Number one, we have to start young. We truly believe that we are missing the boat when we wait until women are graduating from high school or college, because what happens in the middle ages at the age of 12, 13 is very transformative. They go from loving math and physics and all the STEM elements to deserting it, and even deserting all the games that they were playing, and life changes, but we lose them, unfortunately, in society, and we need to capture them and start inspiring them when they're very young. And we start to work with them on this heroine journey. The heroine journey is something that's been core to us, this idea of focusing on self-awareness, the community building, and the third element is self-empowerment. And we'll talk about how we are achieving all of this in a business model. We truly believe that you have to have a business model behind it, and we'll talk about why. So we connected over the years. So we launched Innovation Girls, LLC, and we've been in business for 3.5 years. Today, we are moving into a new direction. We'll talk about it at the end, but while on this journey, we worked with companies like Procter & Gamble, like Meta, like WIT, Europe, and we worked with companies like banks and chemical companies, and they would come to us and say, wow, you've got such amazing creativity among you, and they are digital natives. Can we think of sustainable digital solutions, a mix of the physical world and the digital world? And every time we went on a journey with them, we succeeded. We went on a project for General Electric, GE.Global. They have 140,000 employees. They asked all of their employees to go on a journey of sustainability with them. And one of the teams, out of 65 teams, invited us to go with them on this journey. And some of our team members were with us on this journey here. Well, guess what? We came in first place in the solution that we provided General Electric. So what you are looking at here is an untapped energy in our society that we believe once we tap into it and release that creative energy at this young age, there's so much benefit for society. And if we do it right, we can really make an impact, not just on them, but on the businesses that we have in our society, which is phenomenal. So that was a huge takeaway and learning from our experience. A Swedish writer, Kathe Marcal, inspired us immensely with her books. She wrote about innovation and business from a feminine perspective. And when she shined a light on innovation from a feminine perspective, it's a whole different view. We learned that we couldn't go to the moon if it wasn't for women innovating in spacesuits. And that innovation came from the fashion industry. So a lot of innovation is ignored and looked at from a male perspective, and we need to wake up and start to notice the innovation that young women and women bring into our world. But her inspiration also gave us a new look at why is it important to bring women into an economy, and how is that transformative for all of us? The other person that inspired us in 2012 and was the cause of us actually quitting our corporate jobs is Michael Porter from Harvard, who, after many years of studying and working and launching businesses as nonprofits and for-profits and working with corporate social responsibility, he came to the conclusion that corporate social responsibility programs are not moving the needle on societal issues. And if we are going to be successful in solving societal problems, we need to have a profitability model, a business model where there's a profit for a company like GE, there's a profit for a company like P&G to engage and and make an impact in society. As of October, this month, we looked at the data from Boston Consulting Group. All of the companies that are being launched in Web3 today, only 7% of them are launched by women. So, and out of these 7%, they're getting a quarter of the funding that the boys or the men are getting, which is very, very scary, because now the situation is looking a lot worse even than the Web 2 economy and the economy of our world. So we're heading in a direction which is making things worse for young women, especially in the Web 3 environment. We have to act fast, and we have to act young, and we have to work together. Like when we started working with women in immersive tech, when they noticed us, they immediately connected with our vision and mission, and we went on this journey with them. We did 3 cohorts together so far, 2 of them with Meta, where Women in Immersive Tech Europe and Meta came together, and they hired us to run the Young Badass program. And then we worked with them successfully on cohort 1, number 2, number 3, and then P&G came about, and we did a cohort with them. And now we're working with P&G and WIT in Poland, which is exciting. So if you know any young women in Poland and in the UK, we're going to take a cohort of 16 young women and start working with them on this project as well. Without further ado, I want to introduce to you the most incredible young women I've ever worked with, and they were the brave hearts to volunteer to represent our community and to come here and speak to you all about their experience and inspire us about what can be done in the future. So they have been, 3 of them were in the last cohort, and 2 of them actually were mentors for them, and it's just it's an honor to introduce you. So let me introduce Marta. Would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, hi, my name is Marta. I'm from Latvia and I'm 17 years old. And so ever since I was born, I knew that pollution was a problem, since in Latvia there's a lot of incentives for picking up trash, infographics, and there's the big cleanup where all people in Latvia come together and make their environment cleaner. And we're also super proud of our forests. We go foraging for mushrooms and berries, so that's important for our culture. And as I grew up, I started noticing that the issue wasn't becoming better. I started noticing more issues, not only pollution, because like my classmates were polluting, we had milk packets and I threw them out the windows. I'll be honest, I too have polluted. When I was 6, I got angry at my parents and I threw a plastic wrapper on the ground. Not my proudest moment. So yeah, I started going to contests. As you can see, the picture with me and the bag. The bag is made from scraps from a curtain company. And like you can see, it's a whole bag. It's a big bag. It even has an inner layer with pockets, and you can put an umbrella in it. And there's like leaves dried under. And in this contest, I noticed others like doing cool things, like researching their environments. And the second is a game that I coded in 4th grade. It's about pollution and like picking up trash. And after learning to code, I went to coding contests, and after coming first from the girls, overall I was 7th, I got an option to go to a project called The Girls Make IT Happen. And that kind of made me realize that there's inequality. Like we wouldn't have like these projects for only girls if everyone is equal. And so yeah, I started that project, and later I joined Future Heroes, which is a leadership program for girls where we made our projects. My project was called Postcards from Mars. I was in a group with 5 other girls, and in the project we held Zoom meetings where we helped people in COVID times. We held meetings with professionals. And after Future Heroes, where I later became Big Sister, and I worked closely with the creators, and they recommended me that I join Innovation.World. And this is a picture from my first presentation. But when I first joined it, I was so scared because I was a girl in there, and I felt like I didn't really belong there with all these amazing other people. But later I realized that we're all in the same boat. We all are inspirational, we're cool people. And yeah, I became more confident and able to present myself. Yeah, in the second year I became a mentor. I got to mentor like others, which I really love. And in general, in this project, I got to work with women in Immersive Tech, Meta, P&G, General Electric, and we were featured on World Economic Forum's Davos 2023 event. And I learned also other skills like presenting. My English has become better. And yeah, teaching is also one of the things I like. And my designs have become better with time.
With time.
Yeah, and skill.
Thank you, Marta. Thank you, Marta. Now, I'd love to introduce Amelia. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
So, hi, I'm Amelia. I'm a 19-year-old student from Poland. I'm passionate about 3D modeling, specifically organic 3D modeling, character design and environment design, mostly for VR. Also, the oldest hobby of mine is zoology, or should I say interest. That's something that for now I take inspiration from, as you can see by my work, mostly animals. That's something that keeps me going. Yeah, also some character design. So I've been working with IVG since 2022. So right now I'm 19. I was 17, turning 18 when I joined. Thanks to IVG, I had the pleasure of working on projects that are not just technologically advanced, but also socially impactful. As Marta mentioned, our work had a chance of making an appearance during the World Economic Forum's Davos 2023. And career accomplishment that I would have never imagined I would be a part of, something that in a natural way I would have reached in my career, maybe in my 30s or late 20s. And I was still, bear in mind, back then I was still in high school. Now I'm at the uni, at the start of the uni, so it was surreal. As Richard and Marta also said, I had the pleasure of working through IVG with such giants as Procter & Gamble, GE, Meta. Right now we're preparing for the second collaboration with Procter & Gamble Poland, which I will lead with my Polish colleagues. So that's also surreal, really, for me. Before I joined IVG, I shared a very common belief amongst women worldwide, which is that you are not welcome in tech community as a woman, specifically as a young woman, teenager, I won't even mention. And you're not only not welcome, but probably there is a reason why you're not welcome. Probably you won't fit in, and your mind isn't capable of doing the tech stuff that the men do. And that was until I met IVG and Richard. Richard was the first person I met in IVG, and right off the bat, I was treated like a reliable employee, not like a teenager without any job experience who I was. So it was thanks to IVG I realized, thanks to the way I was being treated there, I realized my potential, and I spread my wings open, and the fruits of that realization you can see here, and also the fact that Procter & Gamble, I just mentioned it. That's what happens when you let a girl spread her full wings open and reach her full potential. And that's something that IVG is doing since the beginning. This is our mission. We want to make as many girls as possible realize that they have a place in tech industry and they are capable of learning those stuff that men have been learning for years. And this is our mission. We have a great reason to be here, and we have lots of things to offer you in return for your input. So thank you.
Thank you. Najda, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Najda. I'm from Albania and I'm 17. So, in the finite string of life events, my journey through technology has been one of self-discovery, community involvement, and empowering. So, long ago, I saw the world as this beautiful, equal, and intriguing place. Getting into technology as a child is scary because, well, in Albania, you don't know where to start. Nobody tells you what to do. Your teachers are not as well informed. At least in small cities, you are at a loss. But as I ventured more and started getting more fond of this digital realm, my dreams took shape. My goals were to make technology a force for good, to make it accessible for these communities in second and third world countries, which are being left behind. I became aware of divisions based on race, gender, and choices. And my goals then became crystal clear. I wanted to unite communities, people, and countries through technology, erasing divisions rather than deepening them. But as a young girl interested in technology, not everyone supported my dream. They said they had doubts, and that really shattered my cherished illusion. It was a harsh wake-up call to reality, to understand that the world is much bigger and unfair than your dreams. But through chaos, my mother was my anchor. She was the one who listened to all my ideas, thoughts, and projects, no matter how crazy or unreal they sounded. Her unwavering support truly made me feel heard and encouraged me that my ideas can come to life. Later on, my parents enrolled me in programming courses as they found out that I really enjoyed tech and they saw potential in me. So they enrolled me in courses, and throughout the years, then I started believing in my own strength and abilities. Self-acceptance is a steep hill to climb, but as I said, through the years, you do find your strength. But however, I did have hardships. I enrolled in a tech school which was mostly male-dominated, and these doubtful voices continued even on. But I would say that the biggest hardship I've had is leaving my hometown at age 14 to further pursue my dreams. That also led to new responsibilities and difficulties, but that only ended up making me a stronger woman. But this journey of self-discovery wasn't meant to be walked alone, and I was very lucky to meet the IVG community, where I met like-minded people that had and shared the same dreams and goals as me. With them, as it's already been said from all of the girls that just presented and also from Richard, we were able to create solutions for big companies like GE, Meta, P&G, and I was part of them. I was part of these projects. I worked with them. They got to a point that they felt personal because I was working with the others, and brainstorming creative ideas, bringing these ideas to life. And another thing, it was the Tech Girls program that also met me with a lot of women and girls from diverse corners of the world. And when you meet these kind of people who dream big and are creative, you get assured that there are people with the same dreams and goals than you, and you are not alone. What pushes me through all of this is my love for tech, my loved ones, my parents, my family, my friends, and the communities I partake in. Like all of these people that you see here support you through all of it. And also, what I would say that pushes me through this is also my newfound self-love. What my goal is, like how I picture a perfect world, would be to bring gender equality in the tech world. It's highly highlighted, I think. You can notice it also, as Richard mentioned, there are not many women starting companies or working in tech, and like STEM is not a women-dominated field. It's not even equal. And my aim is to bring gender equality and to become a successful software engineer and entrepreneur, and why not a gender advocate for these women to showcase their potential and to make the world listen that, hey, we have amazing women, why don't we use their potential for the greater good? What I aim is to make dreams attainable, to make dreams feel attainable for everyone, and for everyone to pursue their dreams without discrimination. Thank you.
Thank you, Najda. Natalia, go ahead.
Okay, hi everyone. I'm super excited to be here. My name is Natalia Stys, and I'm just a regular 14-year-old teenager from Poland. Except for one thing, I got creativity that's out of this world. So let me introduce you to my world and how IVG, the coolest company ever, helped me unleash my creative superpowers. You see, I've always been into things like drawing, animation, cosplay, jewelry making, fashion, makeup, marine biology, politics, and VR technology. I know, that's a pretty wild mix. It all started with art for me. Ever since I was a child, I used to draw and animate. That's my safe place. I don't stop there. I recently started cosplaying. Turning into those fictional characters, bringing them to life, is something so amazing, and I'm totally obsessed with it. Now, you might be wondering, how does politics and marine biology come into the mix? Well, when it comes to politics, this is my way to express myself and what I believe in and the problems that I see in today's society. And when it comes to marine biology, I have a deep love for our planet and all of its oceans, and I want to do everything in my power to protect our marine life and overall our environment, and with politics, I can express it to others. Now, here it is. I'm also a jewelry making wizard. As you can see, I have those unique pieces that not only express myself, but they're like those wearable art pieces. You wouldn't go with a painting to the museum, but now you can. These are something that also I love to make. When it comes to fashion and makeup, as you can see, I got a fair sense of style that's beyond my years. I'm not just following trends, I am setting them. Now, the last thing is VR technology. Imagine walking into a different world, and I am the one making it. This is where technology and my creativity meets together, and it's mind-blowing. Now here it is where IVG came into play. They saw my potential, my drive for what I love, and my creativity, and they asked me to join them. I'm telling you, I didn't think twice. I joined them right away, and that was one of the best decisions. At age 13, yes, 13, I started working with IVG, and as you can see, I made a lot of great projects, and I improved a lot. And I think every girl that, like all the girls from all around the world, should have the same opportunity that I have. Girls with those amazing powers, those amazing talents, should have the opportunities that I have and improve like I did. So, what is my message to all of you today? Well, I think that every girl should have opportunity that I had, no matter where they live, no matter how old they are. I think everybody needs to improve and change the world if they want to. In conclusion, hi, my name is Natalia Stys. I'm 14 years old and I'm from Poland, and with IVG by my side, there's nothing that can stop us. So give it up to me and IVG, because we're gonna change the world. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalia. Terez, go ahead.
All right, well, hi, I am Terez, I am 16, and I am also from Latvia. If I had to use one word to describe myself, it would definitely be creative. It comes from a very early age where I just loved stories. I liked hearing them, reading them, but also telling my own. And that really shows in all of my designs, I mean, undeniably. And I actually have a lot of hobbies, and most of them are to do with something creative. So mainly something art form. So drawing, painting, sculpting, and even now 3D modeling. In school, however, I have decided to pursue programming. And at first I thought it was going to be difficult because it's really technical and male-dominated, but it actually is very creative as well. And although I'm still learning, I'm starting to see how fantasy is seeping into my programming as well. But I have to say I was very, very disappointed when I found out that the world is not that great. It's not a fantasy story, and adults are harsh, and the world is not fair. And I became very shy, very secretive, and I didn't like to talk about myself at all. And if it wasn't for my best friend Undyne, I don't think I would be the same person I am today. Supporting me always have also been my family members. My dad, who is here today supporting me, has always been giving me suggestions for new hobbies and activities to do. So he's the reason why I have so many. Thank you, Dad. There's also been my mom, and she has always supported me when I've been reaching on my tippy toes for opportunities, and this is one of them. And my older sister, although we grew up as a very antagonistic family there, she still finds it in her heart to help me on my way to adulthood. And the last person I have to thank for being here today is definitely Marta. We met in school, and she actually introduced me to IVG.World. And she was talking about it, and I was like, what is this unicorn of a company? You mean a bunch of girls get together, work with big companies, and actually get like fair compensation? Sign me up. And I still couldn't believe it when I received the email from Richard that I got in. I think it was only when I received my VR headset in the mail that they sent out to all the girls, which is incredible. Only then did I realize, no, this is real. I have to work now. So I went into it thinking like, okay, let's pedal to the metal, let's grind. No, it was so much fun. The weeks flew by, and the mentors that were guiding us were incredible, and I learned systematic inventive thinking, 3D modeling, and storytelling in literally no time. So it was not working, it was having fun and being paid for it. And of course, the project was coming to an end, and there's the final presentation. And we had to present for some very esteemed professionals. I was so nervous. I thought I would fail, but I didn't. And I had to present last, so it was very intimidating. And my presentation was more based in a fantasy story rather than talking about, oh, my design is this, and the inspiration comes from that, and this is how long it took to make it. So thankfully, people liked it, and that's why I'm still here today. We all made it, we are living, and we're a community now. We're like sisters. And working together has been incredible. And we've continued to work on our next project, which is bringing you to a new world. You see, we've discovered this new world in the metaverse, and from our research, it used to be this lush world with floating islands in the sky. There were clear lakes and beautiful jungles, but our modern day problems actually seeped in. So unfortunately, these planets are now poisoned, and the living entities living there have turned against the world and are trying to destroy it, basically. Which is very unfortunate, and we have to take responsibility for it. Which is why we are here. We're asking for your help personally. And you will have to go into this world and try and save it. But don't worry, the whole pressure of the world is not on you. You will have mentors on your way. They will be ancient, legendary warriors, and they will help you. You will have access to their mansion, to their legendary weapons, tools, and armor, so don't worry, you'll be fine. You will also be meeting other adventurers in this world, and you can strategize together how to defeat the big enemy. The root of the problem, a giant fire-spitting dragon. So this is a model that we have made. So this is our estimation of what it looks like. It is very large and it sits on a pile of clothes. And it burns them as it likes and it pollutes the air and it's terrible. And the thing is, we don't really know how to deal with it. We haven't made contact with it, so you will have to venture in there. You will have to decide whether you will kill it, maybe try scaring it away, will you befriend it, or make a deal with it.
Thank you, Tereze. The dragon for us represents our heroine's journey. We're not there to kill the dragon, to slay the dragon. We're there to actually negotiate and figure out a way to work together to solve this problem. And hoarding of clothes underneath it is a typical representation of the next project that we're taking on. We have decided as a team to expand our community and to go on this journey of a startup together. So you're looking at 5 shareholders in the business. At the age of 13, Natalia was making $20 in cash for her contribution and $30 in stock for every hour she spent with us. So she was making $50 in total per hour. And now Natalia is a shareholder in the IVG.World DAO that we're launching. And we are going to go on this journey with a clear purpose to bring true wealth for every contributing member of our community. Our vision is to unlock financial freedom for every contributing member of our community. And our mission, which is today, can you help me out with that, Marta? What do you think of the way we're moving with our mission?
I think the way we're moving with our mission is it's going great. Like, we have so many ideas for our solution.
Should we show it at this point? A spoiler alert?
Yeah.
Our community is made of 2 layers. We are going after the fashion industry, specifically fast fashion. We're focused on the waste of fast fashion. And we layer our community in 2. For example, when we go to an H&M, you will see an H&M community specifically within IVG.World. And behind it, there's a community for a particular dress that we made for H&M. So now we have 2 layers of communities and 2 layers of data sets also that we will monetize along the way. This is you in unboxing. Could you share a little bit?
Yeah. So when I first received the Oculus Quest, I thought it was really pretty, so I wanted to cherish the moment where I opened it. So I created an unboxing video, and it came out well, and now it's everywhere. I'm not mad though, it's a pretty nice video, you should watch it. And yes, every member who joins gets a headset, obviously, and we invested $3,800 per member in year 2022, but next year it will double and be $6,500 per member in a year.
The reason for doubling, which kind of headsets are we getting into? Do you want to tell the audience?
Well, we are getting into Apple Vision Pros.
Yes.
It will be
spatial computing.
Yes.
Yes.
Spatial computing.
Exciting. Exciting tech. We're jumping right in, and we're going to dive in and be early in the way we learn and make mistakes with Apple as they move forward. In the process of doing all of this, these young, badass girls are meeting some powerful women in the space, like Lean, who is sitting with us here, getting into their avatars. And look at us, we sit in an environment of an office environment, like workrooms sometimes. We work in spatial today. And this is Ioana Mate high-fiving the other team members. And there's no differentiation in age or gender, or we just get together in our avatars and we have so much fun. It's not intimidating for anyone to meet people who are powerhouses in this industry. Our workflow is intense. They quickly pick up 3D design in VR, systematic inventive thinking, which is taught at the master's level of the universities in Ohio, in different parts of the country, in the US. AI prompt engineering, so they become prompt engineers, and we use it extensively to improve on our innovation and design work. But we go straight into AI VisCom, so AI is used also to go from a sketch to a great idea that I can take back into 3D modeling in virtual reality, and back and forth and back and forth. It's design thinking at its best. We do storytelling in the metaverse. We have some great supporters, like Christopher Morrison, who introduced us to the heroine's journey of Gail Gallagher. And there's so much learning along the way. A business model innovation, Blender, we do a lot of Blender. We get into Unreal Engine and Unity. So it's a beautiful potpourri of technology. But these young women you see in front of you, they're not sitting in a classroom. They're not sitting there to learn. They're taking this information and applying it right away to solve problems for some of the biggest companies in the world. And they do it in phenomenal ways, at speed that I've never imagined could happen. So we're there to have fun. We're not sitting in a classroom. And we make mistakes. We move on. We learn from our mistakes. And we apologize later. But the most incredible thing is not only are they there and applying their incredible intelligence, but they're becoming shareholders. And they have a purpose. They're living a life of purpose. They want to impact the lives of millions of young girls around the world. And they want to bring true wealth. What is true wealth for us, Amelia?
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify, because most of the time when we say that we want to build true wealth, people think that we're a money-hungry group instead of men, female, which is original, but the rest stays the same. We're money-hungry. But we want the money to make a difference. We live in a capitalistic society, whether we like it or not. And whether we like it or not, money is power. And we don't want this power for ourselves. We don't want to become millionaires for ourselves. We want to have millions and have wealth to have voice. Because you have to have money to have voice, unfortunately, in today's society. And just to clarify, we're not money hungry. We just want power to make a difference. Because unfortunately, if we stay modest and, let's say, poor, we won't be listened to. This is how the world works, whether we like it or not. So that's why we need the wealth for.
Thank you, Amelia. So we are going from a B2B company, as we tackle the challenge of waste of fast fashion, to a B2B to C company, where Terez, help us out. When young members join us from around the world, they jump into our world, what happens?
So they will enter our marketplace where we have these PFN boxes, nickname pending, displayed. And they will see all these different designs, and they will actually vote for what design they want to see in the real world. So what designs do they want to wear in real life? What do they want? Because that's what these companies need. They need a community, and they need to ensure that the product is demanded.
Thank you. So the box is our product, and the box has got a skin that you immediately can start using with your avatar. And it comes with an NFT that authenticates your purchase. It comes with a voting token. So you try it, you do an AR try-on with our app. And if you decide that you want to have this dress in your closet on Earth, we take a certain threshold of votes, and then we go to an H&M or a Zara and say, make a custom order for us. And here's the community that goes along with it, that co-creates this dress with you. And here's a lease. And by the way, 70% of all the business revenue is going to the creators. 10% goes to IVG.World, the platform, and 20% goes to Zara or to H&M. So we are focused on the creators. We're building true wealth, and the way we approach it more importantly, the shares of these amazing creators are raised in value as they produce for some of these businesses, and as we all grow together, the value of our stock will go up, and that's how we create true wealth in the process.
And on these nice words, I will ask for a round of applause for our speakers.
Thank you.
Thank you. I apologize for putting a bit of pressure, but I think that we would like to give the floor to the audience to ask questions.
Yes. Yes.
And on my side, I'll just give a quick comment. This was very powerful testimonials. I like the communication. I grew up actually in a family of women, 2 boys and 7 sisters. So, wow. Typical cliche, but that's a fact. And I'm quite impressed about what I'm seeing here. I would have loved to have this kind of opportunities when I was younger, even though I'm not a woman, but, diversity, inclusion, having opportunities to be spreading your wings is very important. I remember some of the phrases like the finite strings of life. And it's quite impressive. So if there is one company that I believe should become next multi-billion company led by girls and who own equity, that should be this one. So, who has a question? Can I?
Hi, that was amazing. I would have loved a similar opportunity in my teams like this. I have a question for any of you that want to answer it. I've been sitting through all the presentations today, and like most of this expo conference, it's probably about 80% male. In the room today, I would say it's probably more likely female. And it's wonderful, but we do need men in spaces like this, because a lot of the women in the room today know a lot of this. So I guess my question for you is, how do you bring men into spaces like this so that this message can be heard and actions can be actioned?
That's a really tricky question, kind of a hard question for organization that advertise itself only for women. I think for now, the men in our career are the ones that we create collaborations. Procter & Gamble, G, all those stuff. They are full of men, and we are, that's what sets us apart. We are all women. But we don't view men as rivals or something. We just want to make place for ourselves. And right now we are really, at least inside of the community, we are really focused on non-binary individuals and female individuals. But I think once we become millionaires, we will obviously have some room for men also.
All right, that's pretty wise. Another question, I'll try to be sensitive of the time, maybe 1 more minute except. But yeah, it's nice to be bold, definitely. I really encourage that.
I'll make it quick, thank you. Also, amazing job up there. I remember when I was 13 and 14, definitely not doing what you ladies are doing, so keep it up. Just quick question on the fast fashion piece, because I know that, a lot of this has to do with sort of sustainability, like you're talking about pollution. So you just mentioned at the end that the custom designs that are created within kind of like your box/tray then go to, Zara, H&M, and that basically the profits from that go to them. So are you trying to work with more sustainable brands, or how are you trying to basically combat, I don't want to say the bad things that they're doing, but the bad things that fast fashion brands are doing?
Thank you for that question. We're going after the big dragon, the Zaras and the H&Ms, and we're bringing a fully circular design to them. So it's very, very promising. We're bringing the communities, the fully circular design, and the tech along with it. So it's very, very exciting. And we're going to start with the big names at this point. That's where the big pollution is happening.
All right, we have one last question, okay, exceptionally, and because I think it was quite interesting. Oh, by the way, can you tell us where we can continue the discussion? Because I've been told we are just running out of time, I'm sorry.
So we are at the entrance. You can find us at a booth right next to in the lobby, yes. And you can also find us on IVG.World. Would love to connect with you. If you are an investor, we're doing a seed round for IVG.World, so join us.
Okay.
Thank
Put
you.
the magic word. So a round of applause for
Thank
our
you.
team. And